Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. My name is Tessa. I'm a stay-at-home wife and I enjoy cooking, cleaning, and talking about marriage. So if that's your type of vibe, hit that subscribe button and let's become family or friends, whichever you prefer. Anyway, in today's video, we are doing, as you have already seen in the title, the things that surprised me when I got married. So let's jump right into this video. Thank you so much to those who voted on the poll that I put up on YouTube. You guys are stars. And no different when you start living with your partner. Like it can change for the better or it can change for the worse. You can change your relationship for the better or for the worse. In my case, we had a few too many clashes when we started living together because I guess we weren't used to being in each other's space for that amount of time, I guess. And also there were certain things that like I think I just sort of assumed were okay, and then he also was like, nah. So we had a few fights, and that for me was a bit scary because me and my husband, when we were dating, we barely used to fight. We have arguments, yes, but not full on fights, like fights that last for hours and all that. So it was really scary for me. I was like, what's happening? What is going on? So yeah, you better expect that you are going to have to find your feet because you weren't living with this person 24 hours or however many hours. You were just seeing them for a few hours. You go on a date, you come back to your home, and they go back to their home. So yeah, it's going to be different for a minute. Eventually me and my husband, we got so used to like being in each other's space, and now we're back to no fights. We're back to, we have arguments here and there, but it's no longer like intense. And then the next thing, yeah, you know how as girls we have these fantasies in our heads, these romantic, you know, romantic novel type of romance. We're thinking, when I start living with my husband, we are just going to be so in love. We are just going to be all touchy, touchy, feely, feely every single day. We don't account for the the rent, the work, the life in general. We will be just imagining, it's gonna be so nice. We're just gonna be together every single day. We're just gonna be all lovey-dovey. We're just gonna be going on dates and dates and dates, and we don't think about the finances. Yeah. So like one thing that surprised me was like, oh yeah, there's this thing called adulthood. Oh my gosh. Okay, so dates cost money. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have to be getting curtains and furniture and plates, and who knew things like curtains cost that much? That was like a wake up call. Like, okay, yeah, I had crazy girlish movie novel type of romance fantasies in my head, and now yeah, we go on dates, yes, of course, and we are lovey-dovey, but sometimes hubby is tired when he comes from work and he just wants to unwind and watch TV, and sometimes he even just falls asleep like while watching TV because he's that tired. And so yeah, life be happening, and then you have to like find a balance. You have to yeah, the dates have to be planned for, the finances also have to be planned for, and you know, yeah, that's what surprised me. I was like, okay, I didn't know adulting and being married is like all that. Anyways, the other thing is the amount of effort required to find a balance together. Life responsibilities, work, romance. Like I've already said, like you as an individual haven't like really figured out your own life to the last T. And now coming together and living with another person who's also trying to figure it out, it like it just means you both need to put in effort to find a balance for the rest of the extended family. You need to find a balance for, spending time together as a couple. You need to find balance to like every other life puzzle that comes at you together. You know, you have to put in effort, because if you don't, it's just going to be a mess. And then how much you start depending on each other. This surprised me because like I was so used to being independent, and I would do things on my own. Here and there, I would call him up and be like, "Hey, people are stressing me out. This and that at work. This was that." Like, yeah. But essentially, I was just like very independent. I would do things on my own, and learning to depend on one another has been right. And it surprised me the fact that we actually need to depend on each other. I depend on my husband now for a lot of things, and he also depends on me for like a lot of things. If I'm not here, his clothes are not gonna be clean and ironed, and all that. When he gets back home, he's not gonna have uh nice food, nice plate of warm home cooked meal waiting for him. So yeah, that was a surprise. Like, even though I thought like being a housewife might be super boring, sometimes I find it now like fulfilling, because my husband doesn't have to worry about some of these things. He just has to worry about the finances. And so yeah, depending on each other, we depend on each other a lot in marriage. And I think I didn't really know this when I got married. I just thought I'm gonna get my own job, and then he's gonna get his own job, and then we'll just be doing whatever. I didn't really think we would need to actually depend on each other physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, every aspect. You have to have you have to be able to let the other person help you. You have to be able to be willing to help the other person as well. So yeah. Um, the other thing that like surprised me was discovering that Happy had his own things that he expected to happen in marriage. You know how it is, we are always like being taught, groomed as girls, especially Zimbabwean girls. You're groomed to be a certain type of wife, be this, be that, and you never actually think, okay, what am I trying to say? Okay, what I'm trying to say is they never actually tell you, Kuti, no, your husband has his own ways, he has his own things that he wants and expects from you. like advice that people are while we're growing up is like a one size fits all type of thing. Men don't want this, men want that, men want this, men want that, but they don't tell you goody, okay. In as much as men don't want this, men want that, your specific husband may not be in that type of it may not fall into that stereotype. So I was really shook when I discovered, okay, this guy actually expects me to do ABCD, and I learned goody I should do ABCD. So it was just like, okay, hold up a minute, I have to readjust, and I have to learn what he actually wants. Which brings me to the next point, like the fact that I had to start learning my husband again. I thought I knew him. I mean, I thought I really knew him, and it surprised me when we were living together. And now that I had to start learning, okay, in as much as I know this person, he evolves as a person, and when I thought he didn't like this, now he likes it, or when I assumed he does this, now he does this. So I had to start relearning him, and like, you know, learning his habits, his tendencies, and all that. And then the other thing is teamwork. Teamwork is a must. That surprised me because I always thought, "Good, yeah, we're just gonna be doing like teach karate there, but then mngane my finances ake, and then I'll be independent but still married." And I figured doesn't work. Like, it works best when you have like a team set up, like where I drop the ball, he picks it up, or when he drops the ball, I pick it up. So teamwork is a must, and that shook me when I like got married. I was surprised, but okay, actually works better when we are working as a team instead of working as individuals who are occasionally a team. Yeah. And then the other thing that surprised me, well, I kind of already knew, Kuti, like being married, you have like a certain amount of freedom, but yeah, having your own home, just I can't really explain it. It surprised me the fact that I can wake up at 10 a.m. and sweep whenever I want, or I can wake up at 1 if I want. Because, guys, my grandmother would freak if I woke up like past 7 or past 8 a.m. So, the freedom of just being able to wake up whenever you want to wake up and do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. Abana, this is my house. As long as you're under my roof, unaita, unachairamba, unadini, unadini. I mean, now I can do whatever I want when I want. If I don't want to sweep the house that day, I just don't. If I want to sweep the house every single day, I do that. If I want to wash once a week, I can do that. And the freedom, man, the freedom is just, yeah, it's nice. That was like a nice surprise. And then the other surprise was like the integration of family, and uh how I now have to keep up with like so many family members. Guys, this one is very difficult for me because they say, hey, you marry the whole family, but I don't think we actually understand it until we are in marriage, until we are in there, and now we're realizing, oh my gosh, I have this set of uncles from my husband's side to keep up with, and then I have my own uncles to keep up with, and it's a lot, guys. I am not good at keeping up with people. I am that one person, or would even my family groups, like on WhatsApp, I struggle to like keep up with all the messages. Now I have to like do double the amount of work. Like, yeah, it's hard. I really was so surprised that I feel a bit overwhelmed sometimes because yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of people to keep up with. It's a lot of relationships to maintain and try to build up all at the same time. And then the other thing that surprised me about marriage is oh, marriage not an agita, guys. Ah, people out there like giving us their worst marriage stories, and it's very scary. And you have us having commitment issues all over, and you are transferring your trauma onto us before we get married, and we're like, marriage is going to be hell. But then I was surprised that, well, I think it depends on who you marry, on if you marry the right person for you, on if you guys are good at working on your marriage. But still, guys, I think marriage, Jonagita. Or maybe I'm just a romantic, hopeless romantic. I love being married. I love love essentially. So I'm just like, marriage is actually fun. Marriage is nice. It's nice to be married. It's nice to have a companion. It's nice to have a team player. It's nice to have a partner for life. I'm like, okay, I like it here. I like it over here. Even the last but not least, guys, if you're under 18, chipa ipafidei. Chipa ishini. And if you are someone I respect, please don't ever ask me about the next point ever. Okay. The other thing that surprised me was the fact that uh intimacy in marriage is just like different. And yeah, I know we are told, Kuma, kitchen party, yeah, you should do A, B, C, D in the bedroom. You should be like, you should do that. You should, but guys, it all boils down to chemistry and and it all boils down to your preferences as individuals. When you are together, it will only make sense for the two of you to actually communicate and see how best you can navigate it. I thought, Kuti, hey, it's going to be a 24/7 thing. Yeah, I thought, Kuti, I might not even be able to keep up with this thing. I'm just going to be like one of those wives who are just always going to be complaining. But then I figured, there's a lot to this thing, there's a lot. Um, there's a lot of things to consider. But all in all, marriage is nice, guys, and I love it. And I hope that if you're not married, when you do get married, you marry your best friend and you marry the person that really like gets you. And if you are in a bad marriage, I hope that God will help you guys to solve your issues. If not, I wish you the very best. So yeah, those are some of the things that surprised me, guys. Let me know in the comments section. Uh, what are some of the things that surprised you when you got married, if you're married, or if you have ever been married? Okay, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I know Kuti on that poll I suggested like 2 videos, so I'm going to shoot the other one as well. And so see you in the next video. Bye.